Hello, boys and girls, gals and ghouls. Welcome back to the Duke and Dutch Show. I am always as Dutch, and this is always as Duke. We haven't switched each other as of yet. Maybe we will in the future. That might be an interesting segment, maybe for Halloween. We got a lot to get into on this later than usual episode, and I'm hoping I don't lose power because it is storming pretty bad here in the Keystone State. We are having thunder showers.
Oh boy.
We will be having them until later, so if you hear any noise or anything like that in the background, any loud bangs, that is not my cat, that is thunder. We will be talking today about Alligator Alcatraz, specifically how the left and the Democrats are very upset about the conditions, which oddly are very similar to what was set up during the Biden administration, the Obama administration, but it's different, capital D different. We're also going to talk about the ICE agents who are being attacked over in California for just trying to complete their jobs, and more so the raid on the marijuana facility that happened on Friday, where they found 8, illegal children, migrant children, I guess is the correct term, that were unaccompanied and working on a marijuana farm. We're also going to talk about the failure of, who's he, R&B singer Akon? Is that his name, Akon? Akon. Sorry, Akon. I don't know.
Akon and Young Jeezy.
I don't know. I don't know anything about R&B music. Nothing. So Akon and his failed project in Senegal, which he wanted to make a Wakanda, very ambitious project to crop up out of the ground, and
a futuristic city.
It's a very futuristic city. We're gonna see how that goes, and
supposed to be.
And we're going to also review just have some quick initial reviews of the Superman movie and how that's going over, if it's going to make us money back, yada, yada, yada. But before we get into that, Duke, sorry, I've rambled for a little bit. How are you doing today?
No worries, Dutch. Today I started a new job. Should be interesting. It was
Very
a good
exciting.
day. Yeah. It's very positive. Looking forward to a new adventure. But I am excited for this show as well. We have some very interesting topics.
That we do. Let's get into it because I got a lot of slides here. So we have from Base Bandita, breaking. New photos have been leaked from inside Alligator Alcatraz showing inhumane conditions, children sleeping on floors, and 40 to 50 people in each cage. Just kidding. That was the Biden administration. Why didn't Democrats care then? And look, these are obviously not the greatest conditions for people to be in. Obviously, these detention centers are not like the hotels that some of these people get to stay in New York or Florida or California or wherever they're bussed off to and they get all their free tax dollars. They're not really supposed to be. This is not a facility where people are held for very long. Normally, it is just, it's a step in the process of getting them back to where they're supposed to be and not in our country illegally.
But Dutch, surely this must be a better situation than Alligator Alcatraz.
I don't know. Maybe it could be.
There's no way Biden would have a worse setup than Donald Trump would.
It could be. I don't know. It looks, maybe it's air conditioned. I can't tell. But I think they say Alligator Alcatraz is also air conditioned. I have no idea.
I don't see any bunk beds.
No, I don't see any bunk beds, which is something the other facility has. But we're gonna get.
I see little cushy mattresses on the floor. That's about it.
We're gonna get into that in a second, because listen, just like in the case of which we covered about a month ago with Kilmore Abrego Garcia, and all the bleeding heart liberals had to go down there and fight for this Maryland man who is accused of beating his wife and accused of violation of the Mann Act by trafficking people across state lines and all that. But we have to go down and get him out of the El Salvadorian jail he's in and have margaritas with him, because that's the Democrat way. So we're now going to hear from Florida Representative Debbie Wasserman, Democrat, no surprise there. Debbie Wasserman Schultz toured Alligator Alcatraz and came out shaking. It's people in cages. Oh, I mean, that's
the travesty.
I guess it was different under the Obama administration or the Biden administration, or for some reason Democrats didn't seem to have as much of an issue with it. But let's hear what.
You couldn't tell from the pictures. Those weren't cages. Those were metal boxes with holes in them.
See, I did not know that. See, I don't have my thesaurus handy.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Let's hear what Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz has to say here.
Let's be clear, throughout this entire tour, it was repeated over and over that the state is working hand in glove with ICE. This facility was inspected by ICE. They review their detention standards. They are using cages. These detainees are living in cages.
Do I have a? Oh, this was the Obama administration.
Yeah, I'm sure Donald Trump's is worse. Let's see what Donald Trump's is.
Even if it's, well, I think they're going to show the inside of the facility, but even if it's the same, I don't understand the selective. Well, I do understand the selective outrage.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I quite understand it, but yeah, I don't remember hearing any of this outcry when it was Biden doing the caging.
Well, was Biden really doing anything?
Well,
That's
Biden's
the,
administration.
That's the question.
Biden's administration.
Can you really blame Biden for anything?
Yeah, at this point, I don't know. Yeah.
The pictures that you've seen don't do it justice. They are essentially packed into cages, wall-to-wall humans.
All right, I gotta stop using that picture. Sorry. We'll stop on that. That's the last time I'm doing it.
32 detainees per cage. That is.
Hold on, can you bring up that picture real quick again? I mean, listen, she's pointing out these things. I'm just kind of curious. I'm gonna can we do a count real quick just to see what's in this picture? Because that's one cage right there, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 10 person in the first row. Let's just say each row is roughly 10 people, and that's being kind. How many rows do we see? I see roughly 6, 7.
I don't know if I want to play count the illegals. That sounds really inhumane.
I don't know,
actually.
man. That's 32. Apparently, Trump is putting in every or Alligator Alcatraz is putting in every single cage. We just counted about 70 in one picture.
The thing we got to get across. I'm not saying these are great living conditions, but the difference is these are not living conditions. These aren't even like temporary housing conditions.
Not living.
These people are going to be here for a couple weeks, then they're going to move on, and somebody else will come in to try to fix what the Biden administration had done by just letting our border be open. Yeah,
it's a facility to hold detainees.
Yeah,
it is not.
It's not a living
for
facility.
Long-term living conditions. Yep.
But I mean,
it's not like the New York hotels that they were housed in the last presidency with how much money. I'm sorry, this is a better use of our money. It is a expedited, like we talked about, a more efficient way of dealing with our current immigration issue.
Oh, we're going to get into the real. She's going to really start to encapsulate the real issues. So,
inside those cages are their bunk beds.
Okay.
And there are 3 tiny toilets that are toilet units that have a sink attached to it. So I
don't want to be callous here, but when I fly on an airplane, this is a better setup than I have when I'm on an airplane. Then I get a chair, and I have to share 2 or 3 bathrooms with about 300 people. So just saying, just food for thought here. Not trying to be callous, but
essentially drink. They get their drinking water and they brush their teeth, where they poop in the same unit.
That's called a bathroom.
They bragged that they went above standards, supposedly, and gave them a 3-foot privacy wall that stretches the length inside the 32 detainee cage. A 3-foot privacy wall that stretches the length of the 3 toilets in a row.
Has she ever been to a jail?
I don't know if she's
saying all these things. Has she ever been to a jail?
I would highly doubt it.
Because I'll tell you what jail cells look like. They usually have a bunk bed with that same toilet 3 feet away from it with no walls.
Now, you got to remember, though, these people have not been, as far as she would be concerned, because she's a Democrat, I'm sure they haven't committed a crime.
They're innocent, yeah.
Yeah, except for coming in here illegally, but other than that, yeah, you're right. And of course, they're not being put into jail. They're being put here for a temporary amount of time, and they're probably going to try to turn it over and over and over again so they can expedite people out of the country. But, they have a privacy wall, so, I mean, that's nice.
That's more than in jail. That's more than you would, that's... I guess, like you said, with your analogy of the airplane, you at least get an enclosed room, quote unquote, for the bathroom. But
there are public bathrooms where they don't have the wall for the urinal. Lots of them. So,
agreed.
Okay.
The showers provide no privacy at all. There are no curtains on it. It's a big open shower unit.
We used to work at a place We had to shower because of lead exposure. We had
Very
no
much
privacy there. I'm just saying, you know.
There was no walls. There was no curtains. There was a shower head and where you stand.
Where was Debbie?
Guess what? 3 feet later, another shower head.
Where was Debbie Wasserman Schultz for our rights when they were being violated by the company we worked at? Nobody cared about our privacy. We went in there like cattle. It was a whole trough situation.
We didn't even commit a crime. We didn't. We didn't come to any country illegally or anything, and yet we were actually working, and we had to take showers in front of people. It's crazy how that goes. Yeah.
I don't remember a congressperson ever coming. Actually, I think, remember a while ago they were supposed to have that lawsuit and we were supposed to get, because they said, oh, the clock-in policy was unfair. Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see any money from that. I'm just saying.
Labor laws.
I'm just saying we were exploited for our labor.
See money.
We were
the lawyers will see money. The state will see money.
Yeah, they'll see money. But
people
I'm just saying,
actually got taken advantage of.
No.
Yeah. I
haven't
heard a single thing in years, and that was that was during COVID.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't think we're going to see that money.
That was like 5-6 years ago.
You know, small walls in each shower, but you know, we're talking about all 900 men who are held in this facility. It is built currently for 1,000, and they have no privacy at all when they're showering.
I gotta tell you, I really commend her, man. She's holding back those tears. I really commend her. I mean,
this is such a non-issue. I think, you know, it's like I don't even really get the complaint here. I really don't.
Quote unquote meal prep area, the kitchen area, for lack of a better term. The portion they had the portions that were available for detainees, and they had the portions that were available for employees being prepared at the same time. The portions available for employees, large pieces of roast chicken, large.
It really is a crime that we would give the people that are tasked with guarding the facility, making sure that everyone is safe, and making sure that everything runs smoothly. It's really a shame that these people are taking advantage of the system and getting bigger portions than the detainees that are only there for up to a week, 2 weeks.
I don't even know. We just started this. I feel bad. I'm like out of words already. I'm just like, everything you're listing is such a non-issue. Who would give a shit about any of it? Are you feeding the people? Are they starving? Because if they're starving, okay, I could see that's a problem. Are they getting the ample nutritional supplements? Because even jails have to give people ample nutritional supplements to make sure that they are getting enough food. They can't be starving them. That would obviously be wrong, but it doesn't sound like they're starving. I don't know. Is it wrong that the guards at the jails, they eat different stuff than the prisoners? Is that wrong? This is all such non-issues to me. It's like, it's crazy.
Large sausages and detainees' lunches.
Small sausages?
Small.
Oh no.
You know, to gray turkey and cheese sandwich.
Oh no.
An apple.
Gray turkey? How dare they serve them the natural color of turkey and cheese? How dare they?
What if they wanted ham or tuna?
I love how she said gray turkey. What color is it supposed to be?
Yeah,
I haven't eaten turkey in a bit, but what color is turkey supposed to be?
Gray. I have a color.
I'm pretty sure it's gray.
I have a color deficiency. I can't.
I'm all but certain it's gray.
I can't tell you. I cannot.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure if it's red or pink, it's not cooked enough.
I'm knowledgeable on I'm knowledgeable on some things. Don't ever ask me about the color of anything, because I'm really bad with colors. Like
chips, and that's it.
That's it. That's all they get.
They get a bag of chips?
An apple and chips.
A turkey sandwich, apple, and chips. How are they supposed to live on that?
It sounds like a school lunch to me. Like, probably better than a school lunch. That's it.
We're talking about fully grown men being fed very small portions. When I ask,
that's rough.
It is rough. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, I can understand you want to be outraged about this, but it's like you're making a mountain completely out of a molehill. I guess you want to, I mean, I've never heard of this person before, Wasserman Schultz, and now I have. So I guess she achieved what she wanted to achieve. But she's not the only person upset about this, obviously. Not this. This isn't upsetting. This doesn't upset anybody. But Obama did that, so it's different with a capital D. So We're gonna listen to the.
Sorry, I think I previously said Biden. So yeah, Obama's administration.
Well, I had a picture of Biden up earlier too, so I brought both of them up just for frame of reference, just to see if it was any different, and it is. It's different with a capital D. So we're gonna listen to the ladies on The View here, my favorite people. Obviously, some of the smartest women on television. Keep them on television for another 50 years. They really do help the Republican Party out. Subsidized by Disney Channel, by the way. Disney Channel supports them. So just so you know, whenever they spell out radical or hateful rhetoric, Disney Channel co-signs it. They're okay with it.
Alcatraz. You ever heard of this? Okay, it's.
I have, yes.
The controversial detention facility opened by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Who is she, Jay Leno? Have you heard of this?
Now, and if you look here, I mean, okay, it doesn't. Now, would I want to be there? Probably not, no. But, I don't know, it doesn't look all that bad, really. You know.
It's not about wanting to be there, but if you have a choice between that and a jail cell, I mean, anyone who's seen a jail cell, that is
nobody's going to put these people in.
So much better.
Nobody's going to put these people in jail.
Committed a crime.
I just don't understand what they expect people to do with this. What do you expect it to do before you deport these people? I mean, where should they go? Because obviously they're not going to show up for a deportation hearing. So what do you do? I'm confused by the whole process. Like,
where Trump is sending undocumented immigrants, families of detainees say the conditions are horrible and dangerous, but some MAGA faithful are treating it like some kind of tourist attraction. There's even Alligator Alcatraz merchandise for sale. That's weird. Immigration was a big issue in the last election.
It's merch. Do I think that's tasteful? No. Do I think it's funny? Yeah.
But did most people think they were voting for this?
So I think An Unexpected Voice kind of nailed how a lot of the public feels about this. I have a clip from Joe Rogan I want to play.
There's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up in construction sites.
And I disagree with Joe Rogan on this. If you've entered the country illegally and you're not supposed to be here, do I think there's a difference, obviously, between people who are violent and not? Yeah, of course. And Tom Homan has gone on the record. He said, listen, we are going to target violent offenders. However, if people happen to be there and we find out you're here illegally and you just happen to be in the area of somebody we're going after and you two are illegal, you're going to leave as well. You know, it's just, you're not supposed to be here.
Raiding them.
But, you know,
gardeners.
Rogan's pretty libertarian.
97% of adults support deporting people who are undocumented and committed crimes in this country. We're in a Manhattan studio audience. I bet everyone here agrees with that.
I would highly doubt that. I highly doubt that people who are showing up to watch The View support deporting people even if they committed crimes.
First off, look to your right. I can guarantee you not all four individuals to your right agree with that.
I would say just Sonny Hostin is not happy, you can tell. But she's never happy. Poor Sonny. I guarantee you Anna Navarro doesn't. Yeah, I'm sure Sarah Haynes and Joy Behar don't either.
If Donald Trump focused on securing the border, which he's done, and takes his time to actually prioritize people who committed crimes, gives them due process, and then if they're found guilty, deports them.
There are 10 to 20 million allegedly undocumented people in the country right now. You cannot give all these people due process. Do they have legal status to be here? Yes or no? That should be the criteria. I'm sorry. You have to do a sweeping motion.
They actually are getting due process. A previous segment we talked about when they were detailing the ongoings and the efficiency of Alligator Alcatraz. Specifically, they hired more. I forget what they're labeled as, detainee or not detainee, immigration judges. I don't know exactly if that's what they're called or not.
Well,
but specifically to speed up the process of giving them due process.
They're not all going to get due process, though. And that's fine. They shouldn't all get due process. Are you here legally or not? That's the only question.
They expedite the process, so a good percentage, maybe not all of them, but a good percentage are actually getting the due process. It's happening a lot faster than it happened previously.
I don't even think they need it.
That is the big difference.
I don't believe they need it. It's just, are you here legally?
I understand you're not saying,
legally?
But either way, they did make the steps to appease that so-called issue. Like there is due process. There's actual judges that we are paying to give them due process.
Yeah, there are immigration judges, but I'm just saying we have 10 to 20 million people. To get them all to go before a judge, we would never get anybody out of the country.
Yeah,
No.
we're not going to do it the way that it has been because that takes too long. It takes months, takes even years in some cases. That's unrealistic. But the way that we talked about it in the previous segment when they were listening, I thought it was a wonderful idea because that alleviates the issues that we've had with how long of a process it usually takes. Something that usually takes months, years is now only taking 2 weeks.
And I guarantee,
that's wonderful.
Even if you
that's
did that,
absolutely wonderful.
Even if you did that, the Democrats would still complain.
Most Americans
They
support this.
still are because they're doing it. They are doing it.
Chasing that's
So
going
they
on.
are still complaining.
Wanting to say we're rounding up this many people. I've deported more people than Obama has. And what it's
He hasn't.
led to is his numbers plummeting on immigration because most of the public knows people who are undocumented, knows them in their community, thinks that people who've known.
I don't think that's true either.
No.
I could be wrong. I don't live in a very affluent community. I don't live in a gated community. But no, I don't know people who are undocumented. Then again, I don't go around asking people about their immigration status either. So.
No other life somewhere or deeply tied into where they've lived most of their lives, they should have a chance at being here. That's just where the public is.
Right.
So it seems like an unforced error. And I would say
that is not where the public is. Trump won the popular vote.
Yeah.
Trump, he swept the electoral college, and that was his biggest thing he ran on. Immigration. You are wrong. You are not on the public side with this.
Maybe in the community I live in, there is honestly, it probably 80% is immigrants, and not just Spanish immigrants, from all neck of the woods. But I don't care. Not that I don't care, but I don't care enough to be like, hey, are you legal? I'm not going to ask anyone if they're legal. That's not my business to necessarily know if they're legal or not. If they're causing issues, and that's a separate thing. Then maybe law enforcement should get involved and do an investigation on that type of stuff. But as long as they're not committing crimes, as long as they're not committing crimes and providing something to society, specifically their trade, their whatever they are good at. I know you have a certain feeling about it, but I'm not saying
I don't even care about that. No, I don't give.
I
don't give a crap about any of them. Are you here?
I'm not saying illegal. Yeah, I'm not saying illegal immigrants should be here, but they are. If nobody's causing an issue in my neighborhood, I'm personally not going to every single person of color and saying, "Hey, are you here illegally? Are you here legally?"
I don't get involved in anyone else's stuff. That's not me. So
yeah.
The way that I think if you're somebody who's really disturbed by things like Alligator Alcatraz and feels like the targeting of certain migrants is making you really uncomfortable, call your lawmaker, because what I am seeing is an uptick in rhetoric against CBP and ICE enforcers who are dealing with this problem because they're being told by the President of the United States.
And that's the subject we're going into right after this one.
States that they have to.
And to add to what I just said, I do agree with Tom Holland's statement where we're not necessarily going after the people that aren't committing crimes and that have been here and that are somewhat productive to society. But if they happen to be in the area and we're able to prove that they are here illegally, that's still enough to get deported because you're not supposed to be here.
Because you've already committed a crime by coming into the country illegally.
That is the crime. I've already said that is the crime. That is the crime. Yeah.
If I go to the UK, if I go to France, if I go to Italy,
I would expect the same thing.
The same thing would happen to you. You would be deported because you're not supposed to be there.
This week, there was a very dangerous attack on CBP officials in McAllen, Texas. Several people were injured. The perpetrator was actually neutralized. But that's also something we don't want to see is an uptick in violence against law enforcement who are doing their jobs. So if you have a problem with this, talk to your lawmaker. That's the place to do it.
If they would do their job.
I'm going to slow this down for a little bit because Sunny Hostin is she's a font of knowledge.
Jobs the way that I think they should be doing their jobs, which is unmasked without disappearing people from the streets. I don't think that the public would feel as endangered because if someone approaches.
Isn't this a weird take too? I mean, 4 years ago, Democrats would scream at people if they didn't have masks on. Now, masks are bad. Masks are bad now. That's the narrative.
Which is my loved one. Who's
we got to understand too. What's the reason for the masks? Let's just take a quick second to really make this understandable. The masks aren't for them to just go unnoticed. The masks are for their protection because, as we've seen the last couple of weeks, what happens to them? They get assaulted left and right. So if somebody can see their identity and they can find out where they live, which is usually public knowledge in this country,
you have crazy people who
will get attacked when they're not working. Their children will get attacked. Their wives will get attacked. Their families will get attacked. So are you going to tell me that's justified to compromise the safety of their children, their families, themselves when they're not working because you don't necessarily agree with what they do for work?
Well, I don't think so.
Even though it's a legal job and it is already voted legal and part of the process before Trump was here. Now it's just getting highlighted because Trump is trying to revamp it and make it a big thing. But this was, again, Obama used to have these guys do it. Nobody said a thing when these guys were wearing masks when Obama was doing it. Nobody said a thing when Biden did a little bit with, Sonny
Hostin knows that.
It's only because it's Trump.
No.
Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
No.
Now why are these guys hiding their faces? They've been hiding their faces from the beginning because they don't want to endanger the innocent.
And Sonny Hostin knows that. She's not that thick.
They make it something it's not.
Let's see, why does she talk so fast? I'm going to slow this down a little more.
How do I know that they're actual law enforcement? How do I know that they work for ICE? So that's one thing I'll say.
There's actually people who have impersonated ICE officers.
But
do they show an ID?
They don't show IDs. No. They're not dressed appropriately. They're not flagged, and they're masked. And so,
I mean, they are wearing official things that say ICE. And I would guarantee, I mean, it's illegal to impersonate an officer. I would guarantee you it's also illegal to impersonate a federal employee.
It's illegal to impersonate a federal official.
Yeah.
Period. They don't have to be an actual officer.
Well, there you go. So you would hope nobody does that.
In my world, if you mask yourself because you don't want to be seen, because there will be a reckoning for some of the actions that actual law enforcement have done. But I'll also say this, I don't want to No, not really. It's been the law for years for border control and for ICE to do these things. They're actually enforcing the law right now, and we're throwing a stink. I don't get this whole argument, man. These organizations have been around since the beginning of time, and now we're causing a problem because it's Trump that is enforcing it. That's all it is. It's because Trump is enforcing it. That's fucking crazy.
I think
nobody had a problem when Obama was enforcing it.
Nope, he was the porter in chief. Nobody had a problem with that. But I just replay the clip here. Just listen to what she says.
Actions that actual law enforcement have done. But I'll also say this, I don't want to hear anything ever in this country again about not being able to house people, not being able to, no affordable housing, because they put this thing up in 8 days. 8 days. So where there is a will, there's a way. There is a way.
What does that have to do with affordable housing? Now we're going to expect to build housing for people like that? I'm confused what they're saying.
Now I guess Sonny Hostin cares about the homeless crisis? Weird, I never heard her talk about that before.
Huh.
But now she cares. Interesting.
Bring it up to Mr. Newsom. Bring it up to the guy who has millions of dollars to do this, but yet has chosen not to.
Yeah.
We should want better conditions for undocumented migrants and Americans.
Well, I think this, the big, beautiful bill, or, whatever we're calling that. Yeah, that bill, it kind of told us everything we need to know about what was being prioritized by the government. Money
that's way too fast.
45
Too fast?
Yeah.
All right.
billion is being spent on detention centers, 36 billion for hiring and training ICE officers and Border Patrol agents, and only 3.3 billion for hiring immigration judges, attorneys, and support staff. So we aren't investing in actual solutions. We're investing in fear. It's all about the fear mongering. Yes, and so I think that's the heart of the issue here. Is
what's the 3.3 billion for judges? Is that fear mongering?
No, what she's saying is there's a
in comparison. Come on.
Comparatively, there's a lot more money going towards just getting these people out of here, and that's the step we're at right now. That's what Trump ran on.
Are you saying 3.3 million is irrelevant and that we shouldn't be spending it? Because what are we saying? What are we saying? 3.3 million isn't enough?
No, they're saying that they want the process slows down, that everybody should go before a judge, and it's pretty simple. Do you have the paperwork to be here or don't you? Can you produce a birth certificate? Can you produce a social security number? Do you have a green card? Do you have permission to be in the country?
All right, next. Yeah, after you answer all those questions, all right, next. Who's the next on the docket? Yeah. That's how quick it should be going for these types of proceedings.
Well,
that's how they're doing it, and that's fucking how they're supposed to be doing it. That's how they should have been doing it.
You don't need a judge for that, though. That's the thing. You don't need a judge, and if you had a judge for 20 million people, we would be dealing with this problem in 2060. It's just you don't need it. We're trying to solve the issue of.
I don't know about 2060, but it would take a lot longer. No. Not to 2060, no.
No. The court.
How many people did Biden do in 1 year?
What? How many people did?
Or in his term?
I have no idea. But not nearly as many.
Or not. I'm sorry. I keep saying Biden. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. Obama.
I don't know. I think at one time he was at like 10 million people. I'd have to look that up real quick.
So I mean, realistically, even if we're saying low end 5 million, if Trump could get 5 million a year, that's 4 years for 20 million.
Let's see. Over 3.1 million individuals through formal removals, according to data compiled by Syracuse University Transaction.
And his term was 3.1 million.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. No, so if there's 10 to 20 million people,
it would take multiple terms, and odds are the next multiple terms won't be as efficient as this.
I'm not even gonna bother with that.
I mean, it's not realistic to say that Trump is going to get rid of 20 or deport 20 million people in his term. I don't think that's realistic. Even if we don't give due process, I don't think that's realistic.
If Obama was the deporter in chief, let's see here, 3 million people in 8 years is what he did. If there's estimated however many people, if there's 20 million people in the country illegally, it would take probably about actually a little longer. I think maybe 2065. Yeah, longer actually.
I don't know, 2065.
Yeah, it would take a while, quite a while.
System, and as you said, following the right processes, which we were told over and over and over, we're going to take violent criminals, and that is not what we're seeing.
Right. Anna, do you think that there are any undocumented immigrants at Mar-a-Lago?
Actually, you may joke about it, but when Donald Trump was first running, there were reports and there were cases that were put out in the media of undocumented immigrants working in his resorts and his hotels that were working.
No, by the mainstream liberal media, I'm sure we can all trust that. Just like the Steele Diaz, that was real. The whole RussiaGate collusion hoax, all that was real. Hillary Clinton, the email scandal, that wasn't real though, right?
Right. I think you're starting to cut out in and out.
Yes, but
no, is it?
This is horrible. What's happening is horrible. If you are out there in the Everglades, driving out there and getting out of your car to take a picture, like if it was the Eiffel Tower, you are a racist and you are a horrible human being. And
immediately,
I don't think
immediately you're a racist.
And by the way, there's.
Well, I do think it's it's a weird thing
what's
to
one,
do.
What you know what's one name they don't call these people? What they should be calling these people? You aren't American. And that's what they are. You're an American trying to solve one of the worst problems we've had in a very long time on this soil, which is illegal immigration. Just like we've pointed out in numerous segments already. What is Ireland doing right now? You're telling me we're doing worse than what Ireland's doing right now?
I think they're trying to stop the votes.
You're telling me we're doing worse than what France is doing right now? Look what's happening over in Europe with these countries that got overrun. That similar to how we got overrun the last presidency. We're arguably, I guess, I don't know. I guess depends who you ask, but I personally think we're handling it a lot better than a lot of these other countries that have basically just given up. They're like, nope, we're shutting everything down.
Well, now
we're shutting everything down. Nobody's coming through. We're done.
Now we are, but we still got a lot of work to do.
I mean, we're still we're not shut down. We're still allowing the proper process for people to file for what's that the South Africans filed for?
Asylum?
Asylum, yes. No. That is still a process that is acceptable.
Yeah, and we still have legal immigration too.
And exactly, we still allow people to file legally. Like, we have not shut down our borders. Yeah, but yet somehow America is Trump, everyone here, we're evil. It's not that we care about this country and we're trying to weed out a lot of the issues in this country. No, we're evil because we're trying to get rid of a lot of illegal people in this country. How do I make it make sense to me? I just don't get it. Why are all of a sudden we evil? Is Ireland evil? Is France evil? Is the View ready to tell them that they're evil?
I would say they're evil, but that's not for the reason that that's for a different reason.
But you hear what I'm saying? Like they're being so critical, and they're saying everything. Our views on immigration are so evil. We're so racist.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard them say that about any other country that has done a lot more severe.
Well, to be fair,
immigration laws.
To be fair to them, they are Americans. So I mean, we're more concerned about American politics. What's going on in our country than I am about what happens over in Europe.
Are we doing worse than other countries? But yet somehow we're the evil ones.
I honestly, personally, I don't really care to compare us to other countries. I think we need to.
I'm just trying to bring us a kind of like an independent light to it. Like, look, this is not just an American issue. This is a world issue with immigration. Other countries are handling it so much differently than we are. You want to talk about we made concentration camps. We're not allowing due process. Are you kidding me? Look how other countries are doing it, and you're going to tell me that we're handling this wrong? That's to me, that's just a bullshit assessment of what's really going on. It's just you're looking not at the actual picture.
Well,
you're drawing a picture and just commenting on your own picture.
Yeah, I don't really think they care to see the whole picture of it personally. And again, yeah, if it was a Democratic president, it'd be crickets from them.
It's acceptable.
Like Cubans who are legal permanent residents who are in that detention center right now, because this is not just about undocumented immigrants. When you are taking away temporary protective status, when you are putting legal permanent residents in detention and deporting them, when you are threatening U.S. citizens that you don't like, that you're going to take away their citizenship.
This never happened.
Naturalized ones. When you are talking about birthright citizenship.
I still have yet to hear an exact name for any of these claims. You know, for everyone, they sure as hell have plenty of time to talk about all these claims. Name one person.
Well, people have suggested that, you know, there's been
I've yet to hear a single name.
I don't know if there's been talks from Trump about the birthright citizenship thing. And I think that would be...
I know that's going back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really... But I don't see that happening. It might be revised in the future, but I don't think it's going to be taken away from anybody that's already, you know...
I don't think it's going to completely get taken away, but it should be revised because it was meant for a different purpose back when it was first imposed.
This is not about going after the criminals and the gang members. This is about making America white again and otherizing everybody who is an immigrant. Because think about this. Just think about this. At the same time,
hold on. Can you pause it real quick? Yeah. Making America white again. Are we deporting black people?
Well, we're deporting people too, and she's like, "Oh, what? It's not."
But hold on. If we're making America white again, are we deporting black people?
Maybe if they're from.
Are we?
If they're here illegally.
Yes,
yeah.
But if the ones that are American, are we deporting them?
Oh no, but you know, and that's the other thing too. It's like, you know, why would there be more people of a certain ethnicity here than other people? Is it because of the location of the Mexican border and where it is, and if people come in through South America, it's the easiest way to get here?
That doesn't make sense. What are you talking about?
Opening up Latino immigrants, brown immigrants. They are opening up the doors for white South Afrikaners.
49 of them. 49 of them got refugee status, fleeing a genocide, even though they're going to say it didn't happen.
If we look at the rough numbers like we have in previous segments, the majority of illegal immigrants in the Americas, or in North America right now, United States specifically, is Latin American. They're not Asian. There's a decent amount of Middle Eastern, but they are not the majority. The majority is Latin American.
No, I'm sure there's illegal.
So who are we gonna not quote unquote target or aim for? The majority of the illegal immigrants that just happen to be Latin American. Like you stated, because they are logistically closest. And easy accessible.
I haven't seen a single thing from the Trump administration that says we're doing this by skin color. They're doing it by
immigration status.
Yeah, illegal status.
Immigration status. That's what they're doing it by. It has nothing to do with the color of a person's skin. But if you happen to see ICE and you start running away, that probably gives them a good idea about your immigration status.
I don't even know if that's what I don't think that's what we're going to get into ICE in a little bit. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but
I mean, if you start running away from ICE, they will absolutely detain you.
Maybe I don't know.
At the very least for questioning. I would be shocked if ICE witnesses people running away from them and they're like, it's probably for no reason.
Well, I don't need to. I don't know the inner workings of ICE. I don't need to. It's like, are they getting people who are illegal and getting them out of the country, which is what they're supposed to do?
We constantly see reports of them finding MS-13 ringleaders and other gang members. You know, The View has stated earlier in this segment that, they're not going after criminals. Like, yes, they fucking are. They're trying to go after the most dangerous of criminals that Biden let loose into our country.
Yeah, they're prioritizing
criminals. They're prioritizing criminals, and we're getting them. We're absolutely getting them. I hope they continue to get them.
Fleeing
But
from
other people will be lumped in.
existent genocide.
Yeah.
And so look, this is about, I think, one, deporting people, and two, scaring people out of this country. Right. That is why he said, he has sent people to a gulag in El Salvador, disappeared them, a gulag where people.
Well, that's not true, because Kilmar Abrajo Garcia, who was supposed to be sent bye-bye and never to come back, is back. So, not true.
People only leave if they're dead. That is why he's using military personnel.
That's not true either, because he's back. He's gonna get the
he was
due
released.
process you're begging for.
In LA to go into parks where children are playing to terrorize people.
And why are Republican congressmen putting up with this?
Because they're a bunch of cowards, as is Marco Rubio, whose grandfather had a deportation order at a time. And I wonder, Marco Rubio, and I'm going to speak to Marco because I've supported him. He was my friend for so many years. Damn it. He built his career on railing against the dictatorships in Cuba and Venezuela and Nicaragua, and he is.
What's the difference between Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua and the United States? Is there a difference? Communism, fascism, socialism. Is there a difference? Was Fidel Castro actually a dictator? Or is it just like when you say Trump's a dictator? Because eventually, if you use these words too much, they lose their meaning. It's like calling people racist. It loses meaning after a while. You can't just Trump's Hitler, Trump's Hitler, Trump's Hitler. Well, eventually, nobody believes it.
I feel like they really need a reteaching of history, because I understand why they love to try and call Trump certain things, but the fact of the matter is he has not done what dictators do.
Maybe they just need a dictionary.
And if people need a reminder what dictators do, if you talked like this in a dictatorship country, you would be dead in the next morning. By the next morning.
Yep.
Trump is not doing that.
I don't think
Let's be very clear.
I wouldn't go to Russia and speak out like this against Putin. I'm just saying,
You want to claim that he's all this negative and bad things. You wouldn't be able to say that if we were in a communist dictatorship.
No, you wouldn't.
So just stop. It's not true.
If the View stops doing this with Trump, they have nothing to talk about, so they have to continue. They'll be doing this for another they'll be doing this another 8 years. Trump will be out of office, and they'll still be doing this. What else are they going to talk about? Nothing.
Complicit silence as this administration returns people to those cruel dictators.
We're also utilizing his immigrant being
okay, they are acknowledging their dictatorships.
Something too loud and like.
They're dictatorships, but the person, who was it? I forget his name. The guy who was going kill the boar, the white farmer. That's just politics. That's not a call to violence against the white Afrikaners, 49 of which we granted asylum refugee status. No. But yeah, 20 million people, they can come here because they're fleeing a dictatorship. I don't know. Is it just about, I think it's just about skin color to these people. I really do.
Build it off when he ran. Those were things he said. I'm from an immigrant family, so he rose up on that.
Aren't the Trump kids also from immigrant families? I mean,
they're all from immigrant families. Melania is naturalized citizen. Is he going to take her citizenship away? I don't know.
Oh my God. All right, I've heard it. I can't listen to The View for any longer.
I mean, it all depends. Is she committing crimes left and right? I'm not aware of
she's a United States. They don't understand the difference between a legal citizen and an illegal citizen, which is it's mind blowing. But they don't see a difference, and they don't want to see a difference. So that's their whole shtick. So I just wanted to pull up this before we go on to our next topic, and we do gotta go because we spend a lot of time on this, but it's important. So 3,000 detainees can be held in Alligator Alcatraz, compared to the biggest detention center, which was in Dilley, Texas, 2,400 detainees under President Obama. So, and I showed you the conditions. I'm not going to pull that up again, but the difference to this it really just seems like you're just upset because you think these people should be allowed to stay. And listen, I'm sorry, they entered the country illegally. I'm not saying that people who are here illegally are all bad people, and I think that's what people get hung up on. They're not all bad people. Maybe some of them are just looking for a better life, but then they should leave the country. They should come back in the legal way. I think it's that simple. But I'm not going to sit up here and go through a whole court process. Are you a good person? You're a bad person? I'm not going to no, I mean, obviously but you should do that because you want to make sure there's not rapists or killers or something like that, thieves coming into our country, but we don't know that right now. So I think lumping everybody together, although there could be a moral argument against it, what else is there to do, really?
The situation has evolved into something uncontrollable, so we need to do drastic solutions.
Well, I mean, now we got to fix the Biden administration's mistakes. What are you gonna do?
So let's make sure are we done with the segment?
Yeah, segment's done.
Yeah, let's make sure we like and share. Dutch, if you could, can you reset your Discord? I can barely hear a sentence you're saying.
Yeah, sure. Everybody, give me 1 second here.
Just real quick. Make sure you like and share and subscribe. Let us know what you think about what is going on currently with our immigration issues. We are things are happening. People are getting deported that are supposed to be getting deported. How do you feel about it? I don't know. Personally, like Dutch has highlighted, if you want to be in this country, you definitely need to go about it the proper ways, because immigration has gotten out of control to the point where we need a real solution.
All right.
We can't just let it continue the way that it is.
Yeah, you want me to reset the Discord, right? So
yeah.
All right, sorry, I gotta shut everything down then for a second. All right, sorry about the technical difficulties. Moving on to our next topic here, we have the California ICE raids and pretty much the resistance to that. I have a little clip from Tom Homan here. We're gonna play that real fast. It's just him being heckled by somebody from California, obviously, or somebody who was very resistant to the ICE raids.
We left thousands of empty ICE beds at $127 a night, empty, thousands of them. They released them to NGOs at $500 a night. Why did they do that? Because they knew if they're an ICE detainee, they get a hearing within 40 days, 90% lose their case, they get sent home. That is not what they wanted. They're playing the long game. Let's release them in the community. Wait 3 or 5 years. Pardon me?
Are you an MS-13 member? It says so.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I got a question. No. I got a question for you. Why don't you come up here and hand me that picture? Bring it. USA.
So obviously, people are not too happy with Tom Homan, and Tom Homan is not backing down from these ridiculous people who don't want ICE to do their job and really do feel like their communities are being completely interrupted by people coming in here and removing people who shouldn't be in our country. I find fascinating. And yeah. I got a clip here. I don't know if I need to put the audio on. It's kind of just...
We've talked about that stance numerous times already. It's ridiculous.
Back up!
This is people out of San Diego who are pretty much trying to get in the face and intimidate people from of the ICE agency from doing their job. Tell you, I hope they get paid well. This is not a job I would want.
Truly is a shame. U.S. citizens treating people that are trying to protect U.S. borders this way.
They don't view it like that, unfortunately. Which brings us to this topic here. There have been two terrorist attacks on ICE agents in the past week. Have not heard a word of condemnation from a prominent Democrat. And these are the mugshots of the people who are going out there and they're attempting to murder ICE agents who are trying to do their job and are mandated, obviously, by the president and the federal government to do their job. I mean, obviously, I can understand maybe you're dissatisfied with this, but I think this is a pretty crazy notion.
Going to this level, yeah.
The primary thing to worry about is the fact that 10 people would come together and decide it's time to murder ICE agents, shooting one in the neck. I'm very worried that, that Kristi Noem and Tom Homan are going to be attending a funeral if we don't find a way to change the mentality that's spreading around this country.
I don't even think it's just attempted murder. I think it's also an act of terrorism.
Yeah. Personally, I agree with you.
So, this is a clip from here. This is what, this isn't really what they're just riled up about, but we've seen this. We covered this too, the protests in LA and all across pretty much every major liberal city who they don't want ICE there. They feel like their homes are being invaded. ICE forcefully raided a California farm and arrested farmers. Reality, it was a weed farm exploiting child labor, and the ICE agents had rocks thrown and a gun fired at them. You don't hate the media enough. And we're gonna, you can see here from, just some of these statements here. Federal agents clashed with protesters during immigration raid at California farm. Protesters and Border Patrol agents clashed near Ventura County farm in California. California farm, farm. They don't say what type of farm it was, obviously, and they don't make no mention that there were children there who were working there illegally. Yeah. So, This is a bit of footage from.
That's not important. That's not the main topic, of course.
Nope. No, of course not.
Trying to locate loved ones like this woman's aunt.
She was working here yesterday, and we haven't heard anything about her.
Ventura County Fire confirming they transported 8 people, including farm workers like Jaime Alanis, who seemingly fell off a roof as he fled from agents. His family and the United Farms Workers Union confirming that he was pulled off life support and is now dead.
And I want to, just so nobody accuses us of being callous here, I think it's terrible that this person lost their life. It's very unfortunate. And it seems like he was in a panic, which I guess, not to be callous here, but these people, they love Mexico so much, but they'd rather risk their life than go back there, which I find crazy. But yeah, this is obviously a very, very tragic, unfortunate thing. Yeah, and this is what this person over here fell off the roof by the Y. 8 unaccompanied minors were rescued. I don't know. I don't really know. I have too much to say about this other than, hey, I mean, it's unfortunate, obviously. Guy shouldn't have lost his life, but at the same time here, I don't know.
I shouldn't have been running from ICE agents.
Well, this is what the bleeding heart liberals are going to do here, and they're going to use this, make this guy a martyr, all this stuff.
It's really sad he lost his life, but yeah, no.
Security confirming on their side they executed a criminal search warrant at the Glass House Farms, arresting about 200 immigrants suspected of being in the country illegally. They also posted this image of 10 minors, describing them as, quote, illegal aliens, 8 of them unaccompanied. Glass House responding in a statement that it, quote, never knowingly violated applicable hiring practices.
No, it was just hiring minors that they couldn't tell were very clearly underage.
We had no idea we hired 8 minors that had no parents working there either. Like, come on now.
And does not.
Yeah, it's crazy. Exactly. And these are what the Democrats, as we're going to see in these next few clips, this is who the Democrats are going to go to bat for. They're not really that upset about the minors working there. They're upset about the guy who lost their lives, which, to be fair, I am upset about that too. I don't think the guy should have lost his life. I think it was an unfortunate situation that occurred. But,
by his actions.
Yeah, by his own actions, yeah.
Not and has never employed minors. Other people seemingly arrested in the chaotic face-off between federal agents outside the facility.
Yeah,
Protestors is Guadalupe Torres' husband.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
George Retis is a disabled, retired veteran who works as a security guard at the facility.
They wouldn't let him through, so when they started throwing the smoke bombs, he started reversing, but like I said, the smoke was too thick to the point that he couldn't see anything reversing, so he stopped. They broke his car window right there, pepper sprayed him in the car.
He got caught in the protest, and ICE detained him because they thought he was part of the protest, and he was just driving through, a normal U.S. citizen.
Back at the rally.
No, that's unfortunate.
Tear gas canister fired. That just makes us stronger. There is nothing that they can do. There's no amount of technology. There's no amount of these less than lethal weapons that they can throw at us that will make us weaker. They only make us stronger. Is that right?
Warning people.
I don't know if that's the correct message to be doing here. I think this is only going to escalate. But this is from Homeland Security here. The California ICE raid update. At 2 California marijuana facilities, ICE and CBP law enforcement rescued at least 14 migrant children from potential exploitation, forced child labor, and human trafficking, all while facing assault and gunfire. Our brave agents arrested over 361 illegal aliens, including criminals with convictions for grape, serial burglary, hit and runs, and DUIs. This is quickly becoming one of the largest operations since President Trump took office, and we're only getting started.
Yep, none of that was in any of the articles that we just saw.
Well, they might have been. They weren't in the headlines, though, because that's not what the mainstream liberal media wants to focus on, because they want to...
Clearly, nothing that you just read is more important than ICE raids on farms.
Investigations. A lot of viewers will remember last week at Prairie Land Detention Facility down in Texas, we saw similar attacks against ICE enforcement officers. Again, it was highly coordinated attacks. They were wearing... gear and had rifles as well. This was 10 individuals. But I will say, in those California raids, particularly disturbing the number of politicians that came out and continue to villainize and attack and demonize our ICE law enforcement officers at that particular operation, David, at those marijuana facilities.
And these politicians know what they're doing. They're purposefully trying to make this as least successful as possible because they hope casualties happen. So then they have, something to run on. What did we just see in the previous segment with Sunny Hostin? She said the same thing. There will be a reckoning coming for all these ICE agents. It's like, they're just doing their job. Okay? It's not really that crazy of a thing. I get you don't like it. You're very opposed to it. You want no borders at all. You want everybody to be able to come in. But I guarantee you, if they were in your neighborhood, you would. I'm sure there would be a different tune happening from Sunny Hostin and a lot of these people.
Our ICE enforcement officers found 14 children, 10 who were unaccompanied. They were likely being exploited, potential slave or forced labor.
Well, we're going to get into that, too, because that's one of Tom Homan's big things is how many unaccounted children there actually are and how many people go missing crossing the border.
Potential child and human trafficking. So this is something that is incredibly disturbing. It goes far beyond politics. And not only were there 10 unaccompanied children at that marijuana facility, but we also apprehended 361 illegal aliens with heinous rap sheets that include kidnapping, child molestation, rape, serial burglary, hit and run.
These are the people the Democrats defend, and they say, well, they're just as American as you and me.
Shouldn't be taking them.
These are no people who should not be in our communities illegally, much less around innocent children, David.
Tricia, it's Alicia Acuna. Continue.
Well, that's a good point. This lady. Now, Tom Homan's going to explain this a little bit more.
That the Democrats are not on board. When you look at this raid, there were 10 juveniles that were illegally brought across the border. You and I covered this under the Biden administration. I was down in Texas. We encountered 8, 10-year-old, 12-year-olds coming across with just a name and an address and a phone number on their necks, the cartel ruthlessly sending them across. And yet now we know that 10 of them, 8 of which were unaccompanied minors working illegally in a marijuana farm, and your agents go in and rescue them essentially, and yet there is violent resistance to that. Does that upset you?
Should.
It certainly upsets me, and like I said, the work men and women of ICE are doing is incredible. Look, we're looking for over 300,000 missing children. We've already found 10,000. Have you heard that anywhere? No, the media is simply not covering it. And look, this should be a nonpartisan issue. Arresting public safety threats and national security threats, everybody be all the same page on that. Rescuing children, it should be a nonpartisan issue. Everybody should be in lockstep on that, but they're not. The media's lying. The Democrats they don't want President Trump to be successful. I got news for them. We are being successful. Every illegal alien public safety threat we arrest makes this country safer. Every national security threat we take off the street and deport makes us safer. And we're rescuing thousands of children. The lives saved every day by ICE, the lives saved every day by Border Patrol, are in the hundreds. So it's the only thing I can think of, Griff, if they hate President Trump more than they love their community. They hate.
Well, I think that's very true. I think that is the major reason for all of this. Because
they prove it daily with their actions.
And we brought this up in the last segment. Obama, famously, I'll repeat it again, deporter in chief, never saw this resistance to Obama. Never. That was okay when he was deporting people.
I don't recall there ever being attacks on ICE agents.
President Trump
protests from congressmen.
Nope. No, not when Obama was doing it. No.
Not when Obama was doing it.
Or when Biden
safe
was.
Communities. There's just no other excuse why this is not, why this has become a partisan issue to take public safety threats off the street.
I think he's right. I think it is because these people hate Trump more than they love their community. I think it has to be. There is really no other explanation for it, which is very sad. But you know what? I guess you think you're doing a good thing. You think you're, on the moral high ground, but really you're endangering everybody around you. That's my 2 cents on it. I got one last clip here that we're going to read an article. We're going to move on from this. From our good pal over at CNN, Scott Jennings. Solely keeping CNN in business here. And he's actually going to have a little bit of an agreement with Abby Phillips, which is actually pretty crazy because they don't agree on too much.
I want to go back to the thing I was most concerned about in reading all of this today, and that's that these little children are found on these farms. Are we really saying here in the year 2025, well, we have to maintain the status quo of illegal immigration in the United States because we need little children to pick marijuana in California? It's like blowing my mind.
No, Scott, I think you're making a really, frankly, it's a very important point.
the fact that young children, immigrants or not, are working on these farms, whether they're forced to because they have to make money for their families, or maybe they,
what if they were brought here to do that?
Or for whatever reason.
Oh, that's a good point. What if they were brought here solely to do that? So
called human trafficking. Happens every day.
Is the Democratic Party now to come out and say, no, we're in favor of just repeal all the labor laws we have against forcing children to work? That's totally whatever. Because what, we need our marijuana picked? I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, it's really an indefensible stance, and yet
is that the new stance? Because that's crazy. Yeah.
And yet the Democrats can get up on their soapbox and be like, no, we agree with this because we don't like the way ICE is specifically handling this situation or that situation. Well, you know what? Maybe this situation would have been handled a lot better if there weren't protesters at these farms. Maybe this man who did tragically lose his life running from ICE fell off a roof or whatever. Maybe if there wasn't so much chaos going on, and I don't know because I wasn't there, so this is speculation. But maybe if there wasn't a whole protest going on around that, which makes ICE feel threatened, I don't know. Maybe it would have turned out differently. But everyone wants
maybe
to always...
if there wasn't protesters attacking ICE agents and shooting one in the neck and creating hostility between groups that shouldn't have hostility, that they're lumped in with the same group that just attacked and shot an ICE agent in the neck, but yet they want to defend it.
Yep. Yeah, they're defending the indefensible in the name of little children should be picking marijuana because I guess that you couldn't hire an adult to do that, or somebody who's here legally. I guess nobody would pick marijuana if they're here legally. I don't know.
I totally agree that is something that we as a country need to address.
Yes.
But I think you have to acknowledge that there has been no effort made by policymakers, Republican or Democrat, to address the driving causes of that, which are the employers willing to employ these children. Who is employing?
That's a problem too.
Somebody's paying them. Yep.
You should be going after them. Because, I mean, the fact that they're saying they found 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, we didn't know they were underage. You don't know a 10-year-old is underage? Come on.
Yeah.
16-year-old.
There's no way.
Undocumented immigrant.
Yeah,
and
I agree. I mean, one of the
being
farms that was raided, I read, is even a Gavin Newsom donor. I think the governor of California should ask why you're doing these things. And I don't have a problem going after employers.
By the way,
I really don't.
I know.
I think you should.
To make it about California, but it's not about California.
Well, in this case,
there are more than a dozen states in this country allow children to work on farms. Who do you think those children are? Those children are more than likely going to be immigrants or undocumented immigrants.
But the cases we're dealing with today were...
Yeah, but that I think is a case that really refers back to the specific employer. Personally, that's what I think. If you're
accountability needs to start for all these companies that, not even just the kids, but just that are hiring illegal immigrants. Accountability needs to start. There needs to be consequences. We have laws. They need to be enforced.
Yeah, well, I think that's the main problem with all the backlash against ICE, because these people don't want laws to be enforced.
Well, one thing I did when we were working through the technical difficulties, I found an article. It's in the chat right now. If you want to put up a post on it,
I'm not.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm not pulling.
We can just right now. We can just quick talk about it. But apparently, a taco chain in California has finally been shut down because of its hiring of illegal immigrants.
Yeah, exactly. And these people do it for cheap labor.
It's about time. More companies need to get shut down. Especially if we're not talking about like 1 or 2 illegal immigrant hires. We're talking about almost the entire workforce is completely illegal immigrants. If you're going to be that blatantly complacent in crimes, because all that is crimes.
Well, you're complicit.
Labor law crimes.
Complicit in it. Yeah.
Sorry, complicit in those labor law crimes. You need consequences. There needs to be consequences for your actions.
They should be going after them too. That's my opinion.
I'm glad to see that they're starting to.
I'm just saying it's not a California thing. It's it's a United States of America thing.
And if we're so concerned about children, Scott, there are there are parents who are being kidnapped by this agency where their children are in school.
Oh, come on.
There are parents who are being kidnapped by this agency whose children are...
They're not being kidnapped. They're being returned to the place where they're supposed to be.
literally dying. And so if we're so concerned about children, maybe we should stop kidnapping people while their children are dying and their sole caretakers are being deported by ICE. There are multiple cases where they are kidnapping people out of hospitals.
What does
kidnapping
mean?
It means a government agency has been given license to disappear people.
That is not the technical definition of kidnapping at all. Sorry.
You can label that whatever you want, but it's not true. Just because you want to call it this does not mean it's true. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna label it rhubarb pie. Yep.
Yeah.
See, when you just I can make up things too.
That means. So you mean an ICE agent takes an illegal immigrant into custody?
We got to squeeze in a quick
but you don't
break.
know if they're an illegal immigrant. That is my point. I don't use that term. You don't know what their status is. And so if you can just come and snatch somebody off the street.
That is not happening.
No.
And say you don't get due process, and that means I'm not a citizen. It is a disgusting thing that we're watching, and anybody who defends it is disgusting and despicable and deplorable when you see the horrific conditions.
So she's pretty much defending that, doesn't matter if the children are working on the farm, because think of what would happen if they weren't on the farm. That's a crazy stance. I mean, that's what I think she's saying, at least.
Oh, she's trying to divert from it. She's trying to say, oh, well, think about the kids that you're ripping their parents away from them. So why are we stopping the conversation about the kids that were trafficked and used as illegal labor at this farm? Now you're trying to divert it back to your topic, the topic that you want to die on a hill for.
Tom Homan already said he's going to deport families together. So, and that's the most humane thing to do. It really is.
And just in the last report, I remember them saying like one of the security guards that was a legal person got lumped up in the whole chaos of everything.
Yep.
I'm sure if there's documentation that the person is legal,
I'm sure he'll be all right.
Pretty sure he will get released. Yeah, that's again, I have yet to hear any factual report, any article of an actual name of a person that was a citizen that has been deported. So there's a lot of these claims, but I have not seen anybody's name plastered with any of these claims.
I'm sure some people do get caught up in it. I'm sure some people do get taken, even if they've legal immigration.
They get detained. I'm sure they get detained. They get released as soon as they are found.
I don't think I have not heard any statements or any data to suggest that people are legal citizens and they're getting removed and sent somewhere else from the United States. Not that I've heard.
I've not seen that as a true statement from anywhere besides people saying it.
I guarantee you, if that was the case, that would be all over the mainstream.
That would
media.
be that'd be front page news. They would plaster that person. That person would be the next spokesperson for this cause. They would use that as a absolute catalyst to try and get more leverage in this cause. But it's not real. It's not. Or else they would have advertised it.
Look how far they went with Kilmar Abreu Garcia, and they
were willing to go that far for somebody who is a criminal, who is illegal,
domestic abuse,
you know what I mean?
Trafficking.
If there was actually a case of a legal person getting deported, they would be all over that in a heartbeat. That person would be front page news.
Yep.
But yet, nothing. No reports on any names of supposed people, but yet they want to claim it. Over and over again.
So we're going to read here from more about the farm worker who died in this raid here. And this is from ABC News, so you got to take this with a grain of salt. California farm worker dies after 30-foot fall during ICE raids. The farm worker has died after falling off a roof during an immigration and customs enforcement raid in California, according to ABC Los Angeles. The incident comes amid heightened tensions between community protesters and the federal government, which is conducting a mass deportation campaign. The government has stepped up its enforcement action in recent months, leading to protests and an increase in clashes with law enforcement, which is only going to get more people hurt on both sides. On Saturday, the man, Jamie Garcia, succumbed to his injuries after falling 30 feet off a building. An update on the family's GoFundMe page says, with heavy hearts, my uncle has passed away. Jamie was not just a farm worker, he was a provider and a human being who deserved dignity. His death is not an isolated tragedy. It is a result of a targeted raid at Glass House Farms. That's true, it was. But that's where they also found one, not only was this man I believe to be an illegal immigrant, but also 360 other people were illegal immigrants. So it's not like they went there randomly. It wasn't random. Let's see.
And again, let's not forget, they also found 8 human trafficked children.
Yeah, and let's
label it what it is. 8 no guardian children. That were illegal.
Yep.
They crossed the border by themselves, an 8-year-old.
Well, I don't know if they were by themselves, but they were on the farms by themselves at least. But yeah, who knows? Who knows where their parents are? Maybe their parents are in the next town. Maybe their parents are working on some other farm. Maybe their parents.
They just dropped them off for work. They'll be back.
I don't know.
Totally.
Don't know. Workers were not met with protection, but with chaos and fear. Some were detained, others were traumatized. Jamie lost his life. The news of Garcia's death comes after the initial statement from the United Farm Workers Union on Friday said Garcia had passed away, but shortly after the Ventura County Medical Center had said he was alive in critical condition. Federal agents clashed with protesters during an immigration raid at a farm in Ventura, one of at least 2 large-scale raids in Southern California on Thursday. KABC reported that a family member who said Garcia fell about 30 feet off a building while he was possibly trying to run from federal agents. Garcia has suffered a broken neck and skull, according to KABC. The hospital did not confirm Garcia's injuries. The Department of Homeland Security said he was not being pursued by law enforcement. This man was not in and has not been in CBP or ICE custody, although he was not being pursued by law enforcement. This individual climbed up to the roof of a greenhouse and fell 30 feet. CBP immediately called a medevac to the scene to get him care as quickly as possible. Garcia was his family's only provider, the GoFundMe page says. So, obviously, that's a terrible tragedy. Obviously, you don't want to see people lose their lives, but obviously, this guy seemed like he was in, absolute terror of ICE, probably because I think his family, from what I've heard anyway, I'd have to look this up, he sent him for money back to his family who was in Mexico, I believe, and he was probably here illegally. And so obviously it's unfortunate, the guy losing his life, but as you're going to see, this is going to ramp up. There's only going to be more chaos. There's going to be more fear. You're probably going to see more crackdowns on this stuff because it's like, I feel like the harder citizens are going to try to push back against these ICE raids, which the federal government not only has, the authority and the right to do, but has also done this during different administrations too. But now it's just with Trump, it's a problem, of course. But
and again, awesome journalism by ABC News. Not one mentioned that it was a marijuana farm, and not one mention about any children.
No, of course not. Why would you do that? Because
not the story.
Because that doesn't sound as good of a story.
No, it's not the story.
It doesn't explain. It doesn't want to get into that. So, all right, we're gonna move on from that topic. We have a little bit of a lighter topic to get into. I guess. Not if you're Akon, but a little bit of a lighter topic. But if you could, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think of the ICE raids? Do you think that the federal government and these federal agencies are going too far with rounding people up? Or do you think it's justified? Very interested to hear your comments.
How do you feel about 8 children working in a marijuana farm without any guardians? I'd like to hear other people's takes on that specifically.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a tough sell for pretty much anybody. But let's see here. So this is something I had no idea was even happening. And you said you know who this individual is, Akon. I don't know who he is.
He's a R&B hip hop singer.
Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. No offense, no shade to him. I just don't. That's not my
definitely
genre
more
of music.
Popular definitely more popular in the 2000s.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm oblivious to this. I don't know who he is. So I just saw this story. I thought it was very interesting. That Akon apparently, I guess he's pretty affluent, and I'm sure he's very well off because he had a plan. For 7 years ago, in Senegal, announced plans for a $6 billion Wakanda megacity to show off African ingenuity. The planned project versus the final result, and you can see here. This would be it looks like it would be a pretty cool city. Obviously.
Project, yep.
And this is as far as they got, which is obviously not nearly as impressive. So. Yep. But
that's definitely not completed.
From Colin Rugg here, the Wakanda-inspired city in Africa, which was going to become the real-life version of the city from Black Panther, has officially been scrapped. Phase 1 of the $6 billion futuristic Akon city was set to open in 2026. However, only a single building was made. Senegal granted singer Akon 136 acres to build the smart city back in 2020 to be a symbol for Africa's future. Only a single building was built. People living on the land were asked to move and promised they would receive money. Oh, that's interesting. It sounds like he owes some people reparations. Akon has since been accused of Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes, and that his Wakanda city was likely a scam, according to his former business partner. Now that the Wakanda city is no more, the land will be used for a much smaller project, a $1.2 billion tourism development managed by Sapco. So
and now the people lost their pride. Sorry to laugh because it's hypocritically laughable. People got kicked off their land, promised money, and now the land is going to be used for tourism.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see,
and that's Akon doing it. That's an actual native of that country doing that.
Oh, is he from Senegal?
He just happens to be a billionaire and became famous in America, but he is a native of Senegal.
Oh, okay, I did not know that. Obviously, you can see here. I mean, it looks like a. Oh, I don't want to play that because it's copyrighted music, or I think it is anyway. But I mean, you can see here there's these tech centers they were going to do. There is a police station, outpatient clinic, hospitals.
A very modern city.
Education districts.
Yeah.
You know, a filming district, I guess. An Akon tower, you know.
It would have revolutionized the economy probably of Senegal.
Yeah, it's a pretty...
I can almost promise you they don't have any type of city like that.
Yeah, so again, this were like blueprints or maps out or what people thought it was going to be, and obviously it just did not pan out to this, which is unfortunate, you know. Like, you didn't know how to build drums to open the energy shields.
It's one thing that, you know, it didn't quite pan out, but the fact that however many years, 7 years, and they built one building, which arguably the building's not even complete. So did they finish it? You know?
No, this is
like 7 years. That's what they got.
This is the building.
Like, 7 years.
Well, I don't know when they exactly started building it, but you know, I know it's been in the works for 7 years. I don't know if when they started construction, but you know, I mean, to build a city out of nothing, and I compared it a little bit just to Dubai. Because it's like I was very interested. Yeah. That's why I was looking that up the other day. I was like, how did Dubai get started? And one, it was, I mean, the rich oil reserves, which really got the city moving. But it was, you know, but it takes years and years and years to build up something like that.
Another comparable city is, as I told you, Neom. They're working on the Line City over there. They are progressing, but they are well behind schedule.
Yeah.
So it does, like you're saying right now, it's not as easy as these people are thinking when they propose these types of projects. It's not as easy to just build something out of literally nothing. But this is laughable.
I don't know
this is crazy.
I don't know anything about Senegal, how many natural resources are there, but I mean, it doesn't look like there's really fresh water anywhere. You'd have to, you know, import water. You'd have to import food. You'd have to, you know, it's. I
it's
don't
close
think
to the coast, I believe, Senegal.
I wouldn't want to be a city planner, is all I know. So. Yeah. Play this TikTok from this guy.
Whatever happened to Senegal's Wakanda, Akon City? Well, the $6 billion dream is officially dead. In 2020, R&B star Akon, who you'd probably know from...
Yeah, this is one of his most popular songs.
A real-life Wakanda in Senegal, a futuristic city powered by solar energy with its own hospital, university, and even its own cryptocurrency, Akon. But 4 years later, almost nothing has been built. Just take a look for yourself.
In 2020, and since then the whole area around it
has been
mostly grassland with animal grazing on it.
Akon hasn't publicly responded, but told the BBC back in December 23 that the project was still fully on track. In 2024, Senegal gave Akon 2 weeks to start building or risk losing the land, but he missed the deadline, missed the payments, and the government took back the land. Now Senegal is moving forward with its own plan, a $1.2 billion state-backed tourism hub with hotels, apartments, and a marina, which is expected to create 15,000 jobs. Akon still owns a small piece of land and might work on something more realistic, but the dreams of Akon City is over.
Yeah, I think it really was, I mean, yeah, it's an incredibly ambitious project. If it came to fruition, I'm sure it would have upped the tourism of Senegal. But yeah, it
seems like he wasn't making serious progression. So, I mean, I understand the move by Senegal's government.
Let's see. The locked up rapper's dream for a futuristic Senegalese city may not become a reality. Oh, it definitely won't. Last August, we told you about Akon's plans to build Akon City, a $6 billion Wakanda-inspired city of tomorrow, with 136 acres of lands granted by the Senegalese government. His futuristic metropolis, located just outside the capital city of Dakar, would include state-of-the-art condos, amusement parks, a seaside resort, hospitals, and a university, all powered by solar energy and his Akon cryptocurrency. But don't start packing your bags just yet. It looks like the lights won't be coming on in Akon City after all. Although the first phase of the massive project was originally supposed to be completed by 2023, all that was built was a youth center, a basketball court, and a small information center, according to Bloomberg's reporting. After several missed payments to the government and a dramatic devaluation of cryptocurrency, Akon finally got an ultimatum in 2024. Sapco Senegal, a state-owned company focused on developing Senegal and driving tourism, gave the locked-up artist 2 weeks to start working on making his idea a reality. Now, Bloomberg has reported that the head of Sapco Senegal told the Senegalese press that the idea of Akon City is officially dead. That project no longer exists. Instead, the government has taken back the land, and Sapco is moving forward with $1.2 billion plan to turn the area into a tourist destination with hotels, apartments, a marina, and a promenade. So, no, I'm not really surprised by this at all. I mean, like I said, this is... I obviously, I don't know how influential or affluent this guy is. Apparently, he's, a billionaire. But even for a billionaire, this is a tremendous undertaking. So...
hopefully the people that lost their land get properly compensated by whoever needs to compensate them, because they definitely lost out. They gave up their land for nothing.
Let's see. I mean, and I was reading up on this, and obviously Dubai has been a settlement since like 1833, but oil discovery really seems to be, I'm not going to read all this, but oil discovery is really what drew people to the region and made it prosperous, which it doesn't sound to me like Senegal, at least not in any of the articles I read, has anything quite like that to draw people to the area. And I mean, although it would probably be cool to have a Wakanda forever, city, I don't know, and that might be an interesting thing for like a tourism spot, maybe. But like,
if we're gonna think of it logistically again,
but not to make a modern day.
What did Wakanda have? Wakanda had resources, vibranium.
Yeah,
I know it's comics, but that's why Wakanda was Wakanda, because of their resources.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like Dubai is what they are because of their resources. You can't make a $1 billion city out of literally nothing. There has to be something backing it, whether it's resources, whether it's somebody with resources, whatever. Akon, was supposed to be that person with the resources, but he obviously was
I guess
not.
His crypto was going to back it, but yeah.
Yeah, the crypto didn't deliver.
Yeah, that did not really pan out. So, RIP Wakanda, it's not going to happen. We'll see if the Senegalese government can turn it into something, because they say they still want to do something a little less ambitious, which... hey, we'll see if
tourist destination. I mean,
we'll
people love to tour, travel, as long as they don't adopt what their neighbors in South Africa are doing with certain individuals of tourism. I would probably say they have a good chance of having a good tourist destination. But
yeah, we'll have
got to make sure they build a nice, reliable, and safe environment for the tourists.
Yep, you gotta be able to secure people's safety for sure. Which maybe it can. I don't know. I don't know anything about Senegal, so I have no idea what it's like. So, but
I mean, it looks from the pictures, from everything we've seen, it looks like they have some nice lands, nice area. It is, I believe, close to the coast of Africa, where it is located. So it definitely has potential, because they're talking about putting marinas and everything too. So obviously it has some type of water source. Yeah, they just have to actually have proper work done, proper financing to get the work done, because Akon was not delivering.
And going back, and you're probably right too. Yeah, the Wakandans did have the vibranium, and obviously Dubai had oil, which is what drew people to the area and allowed it to develop so fast.
Resources 100% matter when it comes to development.
You gotta have something that's going to draw people there, or else, I mean, maybe a tourist destination. I could see that.
I mean, it's the same thing with Neom. The reason why Neom is so big, and it proposed, like, there's a lot of money backing Neom. There's a lot of oil backing Neom.
Yeah, well, they're sitting on a massive oil reserves too. So
the body of water that is close to Neom, that they're going to make one of the biggest marinas, supposedly, according to their projects, is, I think the rough number is 24% of trade runs through that water. So that's obviously a big resource. Yeah, like that. There's a lot of money that is going through that area. So again, you can't make a $1 billion idea out of literally nothing. There has to be something to support the foundation, to support the bones of whatever proposed projects there may be.
Yeah, apparently not. Well, apparently not crypto anyway. So
yeah.
All right, that's gonna be it for that. We're moving on next to Superman movie.
Before that, make sure you like and share and subscribe, and let us know if you would visit Senegal if they built a tourist destination there.
All right, we're moving on to the new Superman movie. It came out on Friday. It is tracking okay at the box office. There was a lot of people who were really worried that they were going to make this some type of woke story. Now, I haven't personally seen the movie yet, but from what everybody is saying so far, it's not woke.
Yeah, they're saying that's not the case, which that's good.
It's not woke because you wouldn't get that from what Sean Gunn is going to say here. Because everything, unfortunately, I don't know, because Superman, I guess, is not political, but he's going to try to make it political with the whole immigration thing. I feel that's all we're talking about is immigration, but...
Yeah. What the movie is about, I think, that, like, we support our people, you know? We love our immigrants. We love... Yes, Superman is an immigrant, and yes...
That's technically true.
...that we support in this country are immigrants, and if you don't like that, then you're not American. People who it is exactly.
Okay. So,
and just to point out, the argument was never get rid of immigrants; it's get rid of illegal immigrants.
Yeah, well,
I think that's kind of where it's missing.
I don't know what Sean Gunn is really trying to say here. If he's trying to, like, let's say,
it definitely sounds political.
It does sound political. I don't think he meant it that, or maybe he did mean it that way. I have no idea.
But again, I mean, he's missing a key word: illegal. Illegal immigrants.
It's about
not just any immigrant. Illegal.
What the top comments say on this: it's about an immigrant who quickly assimilates, doesn't break the laws, does a good job, and helps others. Superman doesn't speak pigeon Krypton, take welfare, join a street gang, and bitch about the man keeping him down. Jacina says typical leftist moron, still pretending to not know the difference between immigrants and illegal aliens. It's also tiring. Yeah, so and I think that is the major distinction too. That I really wish people would get through their heads. It's like there is a difference, when you're saying, get rid of immigrants. It's like, well, no, you're talking about people who are here illegally and have not been checked. Yeah. Which, But anyway, moving on to, I don't got a lot to say about this Superman topic. Like I said, it's not supposed to be woke. People say it's going to be a good movie. The production budget for the new Superman movie, after incentives and tax breaks, is reportedly $225 million. However, global marketing costs are estimated to be another $200 million, bringing the total estimated cost to around $425 million. Some reports suggest the production costs could be as high as $364 million before factoring in marketing. So it's going to have to make a little bit of money to which it's off to a pretty good start. The weekend box office, Superman takes flight with a $122 million debut. The first film in James Gunn's DC universe earned the third best opening of the year, knocking Jurassic World Rebirth down a peg. Meanwhile, Lilo and Stitch inches towards the 1 billion milestone. I think I said it was going to make $1 billion. Come on, Lilo and Stitch. I know I ranted. I didn't like that movie. I don't think it's a good movie. But
for an okay movie, that's pretty good.
But I thought I really was thinking it was going to make $1 billion. I think I said $1 billion, but
getting close. Apparently.
Here we are, phase 1 all over again for such a fresh cinematic universe adapted from the pages of comic books. DC's extended universe, or Snyderverse, or whatever fans choose to label it, completed with 15 features, plus a fan-demanded Justice League miniseries. The Snyderverse had 15 movies? Is that right? That seems like a lot to me. Yes, I did not know it was that many.
Yeah, there was quite a few. Yeah, I mean, if you count all Ben Affleck Batmans, and then you count the Flash,
I guess they would
Aquaman, Justice League, Wonder Woman. Yeah,
that's surprising.
Decent amount. Yeah,
and now they're gonna reboot again, which is DC. The DCU does not really seem like it ever can really get off the ground. They struggle.
We'll see. Maybe this might be the start of things. We'll see. I'm not rooting against them. So we'll see.
I mean, people said the movie is mid.
I'm literally wearing a Superman shirt. I'm not rooting against them.
There you go. There were some big early successes, but a string of failures put an end to the timeline and opened the way for James Gunn to take the reins and create the opening salvo in the Gods and Monsters phase of the rebranded DC Universe. That salvo opened this weekend, hoping to be the first success story. The world does not need another dark universe. Yeah, let's see. So I'm gonna skip over this here. And honestly, I like James Gunn. I mean, I like the Guardians movies. That's really all I know him from. But I thought they were all good. I think they got progressively worse, but I wouldn't say any of them are like necessarily bad. Like I said, I get tonal whiplash from watching the third one though. Like it's just I don't know. I like torturing animals. That's not really. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Especially Guardians of the Galaxy. They're more of a comedic, lighter group, and then you add a
they're
a story like that.
They're a fun cast of characters too. Which and I feel like Superman.
It's hard to be fun and comedic when you're talking about abusing animals.
And Superman's had a really hard time, I think, getting adapted, I guess, to the big screen. I've never really, I don't know, I'm not that big of a fan of Superman personally, but it seems like there's
been plenty of adaptations, but it none of them truly hit. None of them truly really got it. This one apparently was good. It got a lot of hype. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's see, the reviewers, they say it's an 83%. The audience, they say it's a 93%, which is extremely high. So I'm just going to take in a couple of these because I haven't seen the movie. I probably won't, so I can really kind of only go.
I heard this is the best project since, best superhero project since Ironheart.
Yeah.
Ironheart got real good reviews, so yeah.
Superman is a 2025 reboot of the most iconic superhero franchise. It's written and directed by James Gunn. It's the first in the film takes inspiration from the comic All-Star Superman from the early 2000s. It doesn't start with Kal-El's origin story. I just want to know, wonderful. This movie had everything you could want in a Superman. Casting was excellent. Story was spot on. Gives me hope. People have something to strive for. I hate the Kingdom Come symbol, but everything else was awesome. I found the movie a solid entry. It was well done. And this is what most people say. I can't read that. That's a different
I haven't seen it myself, but the fact that it features quite a few characters from the Justice League in it, it's truly a reboot, and they're trying to reboot it the right way.
Oh yeah, I did hear Hawker was in it. Yeah, so
I don't recall all the names. Terrific Man, I think maybe one.
Yeah,
of them.
I think he's also in the movie.
Green Lantern was in it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm willing to give James Gunn a shot. Eventually, I'm going to go see it. I'm not really in any rush to go see it. One of these days, maybe I'll catch a matinee or something to go see it. It's not one of those that I booked my ticket before it came out type movie.
IMDb 7.7.
Especially with so many mixed things that I heard about it. I heard, oh, it's great. Oh, it's going to be awesome. And then I heard it's going to be woke. And then I heard it's this. And
No,
people that I know that's seen it, they said it was good. It was a solid, good movie.
I've heard it's
but not great.
I heard it's mid. It's kind of just okay. Yeah. It's underwhelming.
I heard it was a good movie, not great.
Yeah, some people like it, some people don't, but it doesn't seem like it's super controversial. It's not super political. I guess it's, it's fun. It's more lighthearted. I know people really like crypto, but obviously, this,
as a dog lover, absolutely. I can't wait to see a superhero dog. You don't get to see them too often. That's not animated.
Yeah, I don't know.
Technically, it's CGI.
I don't know when the last time crypto has appeared in anything.
He's never appeared in any of the live action movies. Yeah. This is his first appearance.
No,
only in animated movies.
It's an interesting choice, but I mean, like you said, people like dogs. So hopefully it's good. I know there was a bit of controversy. There's some war that goes on in a foreign land that says the government's backing, and people are trying to make it an allegory for Israel-Palestine. However, from what I've heard, because I haven't seen it, I don't believe that to be the case. But obviously,
let me just interject real quick. Almost in every single Superman movie, he stops a war.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
Almost in every single one. It's what he does.
Well, that's what I mean.
In the comics, in the shows, everything. Yep.
People can try to insert politics into everything, but for the most part, it doesn't seem like this is really. They do say that men cry a lot too. I've heard that, so I don't know what that's about. Like I said, I don't know much about the movie, so I just know he's going up against Lex Luthor, and stuff like that. So hopefully it's good. Right now it's tracking to do well, and right now the reviews on it are pretty good. So hopefully James Gunn can turn the DC universe around, and this will be a good start to it.
Yeah.
All right, that's kind of all I got to say there. We're going to leave it there. And that is our show for today. Duke, do you have anything else to comment or add or anything like that? Or
sorry about the earlier technical difficulties. It happens, Sorry, try not to hate us too much because of that. If you want to hate us for our content, that's a different story. You're more than welcome to do that.
I'm gonna
please let us know in the comments.
Edit that out. Yeah, hopefully I can. we will see. But all right, well that will be our show for today, and it's a little later than normal, but this will probably be our schedule for a while. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to get this up in a couple hours. Barring let's see how long it's going to take to edit the clips.
At worst, you'll get it Tuesday morning, but we will try and get it up before the end of the day Monday.
All right. Yep, that sounds good. All right, from the Duke and Dutch Show, I'm Dutch with my pal Duke, and that will do it. We will be back on Wednesday.
Until next time.
All right, later.